Okay, we're going to get started. Compliance with the Open Public Meetings Law, which was stated on November 7, 2014, the notice of this meeting of the Township Committee was posted on the official Township Bulletin Board, mailed to the Cape May County Gazette, Atlantic City Press, the Ocean City Sentinel Ledger, the Herald Times, and filed with the Township Clerk. Tonight's meeting is being video recorded up until and including the closed session portion of this meeting, and will be available on UTTV Channel 97 and on the Upper Township website. I hereby direct this announcement made as part of the minutes of this meeting. I'm going to ask all to rise for the salute to the flag. And Brandon, if you wouldn't mind, I would ask you to come up and lead us to the salute to the flag.
Salute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Brandon. Before you back up with your presentation, Barbara, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Here.
Mr. Coggins?
Here.
Mr. Insera?
Here.
Mr. Young?
Here.
Mayor Colombo?
Here.
All members are present.
You know what? I probably should have left Brandon up here because what I'll do is, well, you know, before we do that, let's do the approval of the minutes. Would someone like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the October 27th regular meeting and closed session minutes?
Move to approve. Second.
Are there any corrections, omissions, deletions that anyone's aware of? Hearing none. Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Colombo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Before we get to the report from the governing body members, Brandon, I am going to call you up for a couple of reasons. One, we'll give you the presentation, but then two, you'll be able to go home and do your homework and whatever you need to do before the Eagles game. So we'll certainly call you up. But before you come on up here and let me read the resolution that the Township Committee put together. This is a great honor, as we've done in the past with our Eagle Scouts honorees. So, Brandon Hack of Troop 79, Stevenville, New Jersey, has recently achieved the designation of Eagle Scout of Boy Scouts of America. Whereas the Township of Upper wishes to acknowledge this outstanding accomplishment, and therefore be it resolved that the Township Committee extends its sincere congratulations to Brandon on the occasion of his receiving the designation of Eagle Scout, commends him for his outstanding accomplishment and the completion of his Eagle Scout project, consisting of replacing and refurbishing the outside reading area at the Upper Township branch of the Cape May County Library. Small rocks were replaced with 20-foot by 20-foot pavers, wood was replaced on picnic tables, and 4 new benches in an arbor were added along with mulching and new shrubs. Through fundraising efforts, enough donations were received to meet the project goal and provide a $600 donation to the library. The project was completed over 2 days during a rainstorm with help of fellow Troop 79 scouts, family, and friends. Be it further resolved that the Township Committee extends its sincere congratulations and best wishes to Brandon's parents, family, and friends on this happy occasion. And that the Township Committee also extends its congratulations and appreciation to the Scoutmasters and others who give so freely and generously over time for the benefit of our youth. So, Brandon, I'd like you to come up. I'd like to congratulate you, and we can give you the opportunity if you'd like to say a few words. But, you know, the one thing is I've always said that Brandon's accomplishment is unique. He is one of only a few in Boy Scouts that attain the Eagle Scout designation. The projects that both he and several of the other scouts throughout this past year on the Eagle Scout projects that they performed certainly helped to aesthetically and in a lot of cases environmentally and, you know, add to the great things that these young men do. And it's an accomplishment. It takes leadership skills to put the project together. And as we all know, that many of the Eagle Scouts ultimately have an opportunity to go on and possibly one day we'll see Brandon sitting here in front of all of you as a Township Committee member even higher hopes, maybe a senator or even a president for that matter. So congratulations, Aaron. Very nice. You all can give him a good hand here. Let's get a picture of you before we ask you to get in the newspaper. All right, congratulations. That's a great accomplishment. Oh yeah, it's actually with the scores. You're welcome to stay if you'd like, but I certainly have no reason for you to stay unless you feel as though you want to. All right, so we shall move on. Barbara, do you have anything for us?
I just have a couple of announcements. I just wanted to announce that we'll be closed tomorrow in observance of Veterans Day, and if your trash collection falls tomorrow, please hold your collection until Wednesday, and your recycling until next week. And then I'd also like to announce that the mayor and I, that we've worked together and we've scheduled our Christmas tree lighting for just prior to our next meeting at 6:30 on the 24th. And that's going to be sponsored by the Noon Rotary Club. And we'll also have a sing-along at that time. The Uptown Singers will be here to present a little sing-along at that time. So,
Seems like yesterday was Halloween and now we're bringing on the Christmas tree.
that's all I have this evening, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Daniel.
Nothing at this time, but we do have a number of items for closed session.
Okay. Paul.
Thank you. I just wanted to let the committee know that the plans for Bayview Drive reconstruction over in Strathmere were completed, and that's out for a bid right now. And that's for that encompasses a $340,000 grant, $347,000 grant that we received from the DOT to reconstruct that road, which will include raising it and doing some drainage improvements to kind of decrease some of the nuisance flooding that we routinely have over along Bayview Drive. The other item I'd like to ask is at an upcoming meeting, it's this every 5 years we have to update our beach maintenance permit with the Department of Environmental Protection. So I'm going to need authorization once I complete all of the permit documentations to be able to submit that document to the DEP to get a permit, as well as pay for the permit fees. So we'll need to do a resolution in an upcoming meeting for that.
And that, at this point, will have no bearing on the upcoming Army Corps project, right? We're just
No, it doesn't.
going along with the ride and getting our new licensure.
Correct, and that allows for, during the, after that project is done, so any routine maintenance that we need to do on the beach, or if there's an emergency that we need to respond to on the beach, that gives us the authorization to do that work within the permit conditions from the DEP.
Okay.
That's all I had this evening. Thank you.
Barbara.
Nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Mr. Coggins.
I'd like to recognize that our new committeeman-elect, Mr. Pearson, is in the room tonight. Congratulate him on his win of the recent election for committee. As well, I'd like to congratulate the rest of our county Republican candidates. I'd also like to say congratulations to our auditor, Mr. Leon Costello, who was selected as Ocean City Citizen of the Year, a very well-deserved award for Mr. Costello. We will have a resolution this evening regarding budget transfers. The budget transfers that are going to be discussed tonight are not going to affect the overall budget. They're going to be remapping of certain expenses within the budgeted dollars for this year's budget. And that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Young.
Just a few things. I was down in Amanda's yesterday, and I got a chance to stop by the hockey rink, and they had the little guys in there playing. I think they call it shoe hockey, and it was great to see the turnout and the amount of support that the kids had out there. The program really seems to be doing well. Baseball fields, we're still in the process of working on them. We're reconstructing the infields. Hopefully, we will have some input maybe next meeting on the bids for the lights. so we can continue to move on with that. Paul, also, with the open space grant, we had money allocated for the bathrooms.
Yes.
So I want to make sure that we get rolling with the designs and potential construction of that before we have any problems with that grant.
Okay. I'd be happy to meet with you. We just need to finalize the final few details, and then I have passed some of the information on the public works so they can start, getting their budgetary information ready for the construction of the building. But as far as the septic system and the pump station, I just need a final information to meet with you and to square down some details.
Okay, fine. I'm also have a phone call with Mr. Schoen, our superintendent of public works, to try to possibly get a little more manpower down there with the weather changing to help us get these fields squared away, at least get the grading done and get it ready for grass so that we can get it compacted down for the spring, even if we're not 100%, for us to be able to play on it this year. Last meeting, I would like to apologize to everyone for the circumstances that came about during the public session of it. I was going to write a response in the newspaper to Mr. Grubb's claims, and I thought I would just take the chance tonight to unequivocally deny that there is any favoritism, any conflict, any personality issues or whatever with Mr. Grubb between our two programs. Hopefully we can work things out together, and I got a chance to watch the tape, and I was pretty set back by the things that were said and the challenges were put out there. But I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that there was nothing that was said there that was any truth to it whatsoever. That's it.
Okay. Mr. Sarah.
I just want to congratulate Mr. Pierce on winning the election. I'm sure we did the best at the township. Mr. Pierce, congratulations.
Mr. Barr.
I would also like to congratulate Mr. Pearson on his election bid and look forward to working with you as a committee. And other than that, sir, see you Mr. Report.
I would only like to remind everyone that tomorrow is Veterans Day, and there is a Veterans Day ceremony that's going to take place at the Sergeant Godfrey Memorial Park in Osprey Point at 10 o'clock, 10 to 11. So there's certainly, if you're available, please join and recognize our veterans for all their services to our freedom and for all that they have contributed over the years for their service to the country. So with that, I'd say let's move on to resolutions.
Item number 2 on the agenda, resolution in support of increasing the shore protection fund to at least $50 million to support future beach preservation projects.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Let's call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 3, certification of costs for abatement of nuisance on Block 303, Lot 1, Block 449, Lot 5, Block 455, Lot 33, Block 474, Lot 1.01, Block 558, Lot 36, Block 582, Lot 7, and Block 730, Lot 21.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Anything we should know about this beyond our past discussion on this?
We have the costs begun adding our administrative fees, which we earn through the amount of handling that these abatement projects have during the course of being executed. The one thing that I noticed one year is that we did not add the equipment fees in yet, and I'm sure that's because we just don't have the fee schedule yet for the equipment costs. But other than that, we're definitely ahead on how we should.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera? Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 4 is budget transfers.
Move the resolution.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 5, accepting the bid and authorizing the execution of a contract with BCI Emergency Vehicles of Berlin, New Jersey for the furnishing and delivery of 2014 or newer chassis for rescue squad vehicle and remount body for upper catcher in the amount of $142,280.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Okay. Discussion passed. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 6, authorizing the execution of an NJDP TWA application statements of consent form regarding Tuckahoe and Glory Roads, Marmora, Block 661, lots 35, 36, and 39.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
And Paul, this is basically sort of the same thing that we do in Stratfair.
Yes.
On a new well or a new disposal unit. has
Correct.
to be built.
And this is a little bit different. This is for the primary and elementary schools treatment plant, so this is not for a new system, which is normally what you see it for. This is for essentially to replace and modify the existing system. Over the last several years, they've been having issues with the plant, both based on the age of the facility as well as the treatment type. When the system is shut down during periods of inactivity, especially during the wintertime when it gets so cold, the bacteria doesn't have time to grow and replenish because it doesn't have the supply from the effluent. So they've had some issues meeting some of their permit requirements. So based on the age of the plant and the issues they have with that, they're looking at renovating and essentially replacing the entire plant. And it's kind of come up pretty fast, and they're trying to get this done in a short order.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 7, authorizing the Township of Upper to accept a vehicle from the New Jersey State Agency for Surplus Property through the New Jersey State Police Emergency Management Section as part of the Federal Surplus Property Program.
Before you act on this, I think Barbara has some logistical questions of the committee with respect to how to pick up the vehicle.
Right. With accepting the vehicle, it's been requested by the OEM director that we have 2 Public Works employees go to Virginia to pick up this vehicle. There are costs involved with that, possibly an overnight stay, hotel stay, tolls, gas, and meals as well. So I wanted to make you aware of it, that there would be some costs involved, and that it's requested that 2 employees go along with to pick up the truck.
As long as the 2 employees go out.
Well, you need,
One employee is a mechanic that will inspect the truck, and the other employee, paperwork was prepared that he would accept the truck. Now, I was told today by the OEM director that paperwork could be changed so that 1 employee could go if that was your desire.
I'd see the guy go over to the truck, like that, to, just.
How's the vehicle getting back here?
The employee in a county vehicle with a low riding trailer that will bring the truck back.
So,
A county employee will be driving the county vehicle and the
You're
county
going
trailer.
to get at the same time as that.
Correct.
yeah, but then we're responsible for that person too. Yes.
I'm not aware of that. My impression was that the county was
Handle that part.
correct.
And that includes the overnight stay.
I believe we would be responsible for the overnight stay
For comment or
for the county employee bringing their truck back and then for.
I mean, I can understand the need for an overnight stay if, I mean, it's easy, they have to go to Virginia Beach, right? Somewhere around there?
Norfolk. Mhm.
Oh, okay, so, if you're traveling in a normal car, it's gonna take time, so, trying to go back to work, the same day may be difficult, especially if they get traffic jam from wherever and those kind of things. But, what I'm concerned about is, and I'd like to at least get a little bit better understanding is what's our responsibility for the employee that's coming from the county with they're driving a flatbed, is that what?
That's correct.
I mean, just so I have a better understanding. And I also think it's, I would, and I apologize, I was away for the past 4 or 5 days, so I haven't had a chance to talk with our OEM director, but, I would like to know, why we have 3 people going, and if we're responsible for 3 people, unless we're sure we need 3 people. So, I would, before, I okay that, or we okay that, I think that, I guess we could, do we need to approve that, John?
Well, you give authority to your financial officer to approve the acceptance of the vehicle, and with instructions to your financial officer that it be reviewed and only the minimum amount of personnel that's absolutely necessary. It could pick it up. If it could be done with one of ours in the county, then it's up to you.
That way, I think the committee needs to know that.
Like I said, it was explained to me today.
There's 2 vehicles, so we're talking flatbed truck from the county, and personnel person driving that down there and back. And then the request is for 2 vehicles from our public works with another truck.
Correct. We can always send one person, we can have them ride in the cab of the county vehicle. So we eliminate the second truck.
Even if we have to pay for it, so. The mechanic should go, it's obvious.
Right. So, if everyone's comfortable, we'll get that. I think everybody's on the same page here. Let's just get. I would like to just make sure there isn't, some reason why this was suggested in the first place, for some different people to go. So.
Okay, I will get some more clarification.
Do you have comments, Mr. Jones? Can you come up, please, and we're supposed to do?
Mike Jones, Deputy OEM up in Township. I'm the second person that's going. I'm on the list authorized to pick up the truck. This is what I've been working on in OEM. The reason for the 2 trucks is the second truck will be carrying fuel, tools, in case we have a breakdown. When we get to Virginia, if the truck there does not have fuel in it to start it, we have to have fuel to put in the truck. They do not provide any of that for you. Jumper cables, if we need them, they do not provide anything for you. If you don't have it with you to get the truck on the trailer, you don't take it. That was the purpose behind 2 people going with a second truck. It would have been Joe DeAugustine, the mechanic, and myself were going down. The lowboy cannot carry all the tools and the fuel containers to get down there and have enough room for 2 people to sit in that truck. Because obviously you're not going to carry fuel inside the cab with you. That was the purpose behind this.
Well, the reality is we're getting a truck that doesn't cost us anything. So, obviously there's going to be travel cost in bringing that vehicle back here so that it can be serviced properly. And we've had great success in getting some of the surplus trucks that we've got, including our existing OEM, I don't know, I call it Deuce and a half, whatever that military truck size is. And this is an opportunity to get a heavy-duty tow truck that would cost the township substantial money if we were to go out and buy it. So, if in fact it makes sense to send the people down, then and that's fine with me. Hearing that we need to bring fuel and tools and everything else, it probably makes sense that we have it back. So.
I think in light of knowing now that we have to have a service truck down there, and that we're pretty much on our own once we get on site, it makes sense.
That's it, based on what's, telling me what the situation is. Really, like that's the same thing. Thanks for being here today.
So do you need formal approval for that?
Some type of direction, because the question was raised. If you're okay with the proposal with 2 people going down in a separate truck, then make that part of the motion for the resolution.
Okay, but I still need you to determine what our responsibility is in the county. So do we have a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
As far as the county goes, just so you guys know, we have been down with the county twice so far to pick up equipment for the county and bring them back. So this is a one hand washes the other with the county. We've helped them, they're now helping us.
I'd say first and second. Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Parr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plummer?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 8, tax refund.
Wait a second. Don't we still have to do the resolution?
That was
I
the
took what that
resolution.
So we did the resolution, but I thought we had to give approval.
My understanding of that motion was with the proposal with the 2 men in the truck.
Okay, fine.
Item number 8, tax refund for block 600, lot 13.06.
Move the resolution.
Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plummer?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 9, under new business, JIF dividend announcement. I believe Barbara has it.
Yes, this, by our claims coordinator, she is recommending that we continue like we have in the past year or so and take this excess $3,600 and put it in the contingency fund where that money sits, and we can utilize it for certain reimbursements or for other programs that we may need. That's her recommendation for the committee.
So instead of putting it back in the general funds, we have an existing escrow account.
That's correct.
What money is available there?
I don't know what the balance is in there. Oh, okay, we have $5,900 in there currently.
And the suggestion is to add another 3,600,
Correct.
3626.
So it brings us up just under the $10,000 mark.
And this would be a fund that would be used to mitigate claims in some fashion or another. Taking care of a broken mailbox or something like that that you wouldn't.
No, these are personnel type claims or mel type employee claims against the township if we get sued. And there's usually a high deductible, and this would be used to defray that deductible. Now, if we don't use it for a number of years and the money accumulates, as I understand this, you can then apply it to either the check or the next year's assessment.
It depends. I mean, generally it's $1,000, but it depends. There are
For those claims, those mel claims are usually a higher deductible. I think the last one we had was a $10,000 deductible, if I'm not mistaken.
Makes sense to have a reserve.
That's why they're offering this to us. We will need a resolution at a future meeting if that's what we're going to do.
So we need a motion to
Just
move
direct,
forward?
yes, move forward and put a resolution on the next meeting if that's where you want to take the funds.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera? Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plummer?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 10, Ocean City High School Soccer Booster Club, request to hold a raffle, number 437, at yesterday's on December 19th, 2014.
Okay, move the resolution.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plummer?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 11, Upper Township Soccer Association, request to hold a raffle, number 438, at yesterday's on January 9th, 2015.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plummer?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 12, under unfinished business, proposed ordinance for the registration and maintenance of vacant properties.
This is the the ordinance that the committee asked me to prepare in draft format. It concerns registration of vacant properties. We do have, obviously, as you saw the resolution earlier tonight, ordinance and statutory authority to deal with nuisance, overgrowth, things of that nature. This would require the owner and/or the foreclosing title holder to register all those properties that are vacant. The vacancy is determined by twofold, by an analysis by the zoning officer, but also guidelines that are put out through state statute. In fact, if you look at it, it's the abandoned Property Rehabilitation Act, which includes things like overgrowth and obviously non-occupied structures. It requires them to secure the structures to make sure they're not open to vandalism. It also requires them to put a sign on it. It doesn't have to be a conspicuous sign, but there are some requirements when a property becomes vacant so that it's secure for the neighborhood. We brought it back here in case you had any questions or concerns. If you want it to start at the beginning of next year, we would have to introduce it at the next meeting. And Barbara, would you have enough time to get it published?
Yes.
For the 16th of
Yes.
December? And then it would hit with all the existing vacant properties would have to register by the end of the month. And then any new property would have to register within, I think you said 60 days. They're a significant number because foreclosures are starting to move quickly through
This is a
the
motion for
state.
you to proceed with the ordinance.
What's that?
This is a motion for you to proceed. with
Well,
the
it's a motion to direct the clerk to put it on an agenda for introduction. We were asked to bring it back for discussion before we move forward.
Yeah, I have one question. And I don't know if this is the appropriate place to put it or not. One thing that I had some concern about is that beyond the fee and notification to the zoning officer in the township, I think there should be some sort of notification to the corresponding fire district or rescue squad, in some way to tell us that we have vacant buildings. I'm not sure if this is something that we should be doing, but once we have firm notification of these vacant buildings, I think that
That's something perhaps internally we can have that process once something's registered to get a copy of that to the appropriate safety authorities so that they know.
Because I think that is a public safety issue. I mean, abandoned homes could not only create potential fire hazards down the road, but could also create some farming problems and everything else. So I mean, I think we need to make sure that we're able to communicate to the proper resources. So if it's not appropriate to put it directly into the ordinance,
I don't think it's needed necessarily, but it could be a process through the clerk's office and or the zoning officer. Once a property is registered, they know to send a copy to the fire district, to the state police, to the division of EMS.
Policy off of that somehow or something like that?
Yes.
Because I think that's important that we do that.
So any other comments or questions?
So do you want to make a motion to go forward, or just kind of
Well,
share directs?
we'll take the consensus of the committee. If there are no objection, we'll put it on an agenda for introduction at the next meeting.
Yeah. We've had discussions on fees, All right, would someone like to make a motion to pay the bills?
I hereby move that all claims submitted for payment at this meeting be approved and that incorporated in full in the minutes of this meeting.
Second. Call roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Cobb?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
There were a number of reports from the municipal departments, construction code, clerk's office, division of EMS, tax assessor, tax collector, and finance office. They will be available upon request tomorrow morning at the clerk's office, but I would like to make a motion to accept these reports. Let's call roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Cobb?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Okay, at this time, we've reached the public comment portion of the meeting, and if anyone would like to address the township committee, now's the time to do it. I would ask that you would go over to the podium, state your name, your address, and then whatever it is you'd like to discuss with the township committee.
If I can, I'd like to bring Maria to the first. I've been hectic at home with the knee replacements, and I forgot to have you put on as new business for tonight. That's why you're on the public portion of it. They are here just to tell us what the relay for life is, the extent of the program, and anything else, so that we can get a formal resolution later date.
Okay, that's fine, but I would still ask that you go to the podium because it's being recorded, and that way you can pick up your voice on the video, if that's okay with you. I'm comfortable doing that.
Hi, my name's Courtney. I'm the event lead for hopefully
Courtney,
Upper
we have
Township.
your last name too, just.
Keenan, sorry, Courtney Keenan. I'm the event lead of hopefully Upper Township's Relay for Life.
Hello, my name is Amy Nolan, and I am representative from the American Cancer Society.
So I'll tell you what Relay is as a whole. Relay for Life is a cancer walk that is usually a 12-hour event. For ours, it usually starts at 6 p.m. and it goes until 6 a.m. And it's an all-night walk to represent that cancer never sleeps and that neither should we, as that's what I usually say. And it has different ceremonies throughout the event. There's usually an opening ceremony. There's a lap for the cancer survivors. There's also a fight back ceremony, and there's a closing ceremony. And it's a huge community event, and we're hoping to move it from Ocean City to Upper Township because we have so many families here in Upper Township, and I live in Upper Township, so I'm very excited to hopefully have it here.
And what type of year, what time of year were you talking about doing this?
We usually have it in the spring. It's usually around June, in the end of when school ends. So in the middle of end of June is when we have it.
And would you like to say something from the Cancer Society?
Sure. So Relay for Life is actually the world's largest movement to end cancer. It takes place in over 5,000 communities across the country, and hopefully we will be able to bring it to Upper Township this year. The great thing about Relay for Life is that it's for the members of the community. So it's volunteers such as Courtney who come together and partner with us to bring the event to the community, and it's a way for everyone in the community to be able to fight back against cancer. So we have people who participate who are young children all the way up through parents and grandparents and students, teachers, local businesses, really is a way for the whole community to come together as one and take up the fight against a disease that affects so many.
Okay, so Hobie, you're looking for the committee to support the use of Amanda's Field, is that
Correct. Amy had come before, and Kirby come before the Rec Advisory Board last month and did a presentation there. The Rec Board wholeheartedly endorses this program. We looked at Codwell Park first, but with the neighborhoods in close conjunction to it, since it's an all-night function, we thought that Amanda Field would be a much better place for it. They have vendors set up at night. They have games for the kids to play. So it's an all-night affair. Amanda's Field being more isolated, and with 10 times the amount of parking that Codwell has, we thought that would be the premier place for us to put it. And with the hopes that the lights are up and done, and possibly some additional portable lighting, we can use the bike path as their walking part which would be a really nice venue, I think, for a night walk along the edge of the athletic field through the woods. But the Rec Department, the advisory board was wholeheartedly in support of this. So that's basically it in a nutshell.
We would just require an application
Yes.
and an insurance.
Require the use application. We wanted to get the preliminaries over to make sure that the committee's in favor of this before they go forward with the permits and all the other follow-up.
The committee will, I believe, if it's over 100 participants, will have to approve it, right, like any other resolution. Their application, when you get your application, you'll see that all of the type of activities and whatnot that Hobie's describing has to be delineated in the activities so that the appropriate safety people can weigh in and say, we need this, we don't need that, or whatever.
But it sounds like what you're looking for is just kind of a verbal commitment that the Township Committee would support this, and, along with the application and going through some of the other requirements, is that what you're looking for that the Township Committee supports this moving forward, basically?
Yes.
Yeah, and
I
this,
think it's a great idea, by the way, so no.
this is something.
I'm only asking the questions I'm supposed to be asking, so.
They advertise this way ahead of time, so it's one of the reasons we want to get here tonight, so that they know that there's a good, that this is going to move forward, that they can start their advertising. So say goodbye to Ocean City and welcome them.
Right. Once we have approval and all the permits and everything, we would, as Hobie mentioned, we would, advertise it around town through the schools. Really, anyone in the community is invited to join us. So
We were tended for June 19th and 20th. I think that was the date we
I
talked
believe
about.
so,
with Kirby.
yes. I believe that was the date.
And we're certainly open to dates that work for you. Generally, our events
You're
take
talking
place.
Friday night into Saturday morning, correct?
Yes.
Which they would be out, cleaned up and wrapping up around 6 o'clock in the morning, so it would not affect any of the recreation programs in the spring.
Okay. So, I don't, based on the, the committee's responses here, I mean, certainly, I think we all support this, and, we'll give our absolute final approval once we have the application in place so that everything's, but I think you can start planning it. I would suggest you come up with a date, that can be firm when you do the application, and then we can move forward.
Gordon, you'll see Barb in the clerk's office. That's where you get your permits.
All right, thank you.
Use permit.
All right, this is exciting.
Thank you.
And I did put together, which I can leave for you, a folder for each of you, just information about Relay for Life and the American Cancer Society, so you also understand, when we have the event and raise funds, what those funds are doing and how they're helping people in your community as well.
Amy, but how many people do you normally, like at Ocean City, I mean, did you normally
I think at its
participate?
largest, it was probably between 500 and 600.
Yes.
So, we have events that range anywhere from, 250, 300 people, all the way up to about 1,200 people, which is one of the largest events that I work with.
Okay.
And you will also have, there is a local American Cancer Society representative who works with you as well. Unfortunately, she's really sick, so she couldn't make it tonight. But her name is Kirby Reed, and her information as well as mine is in the folder.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with the project. Is there anyone else that wants to address the Township Committee? Okay, I do want to bring up one other thing that I just remembered. Because of the holiday of January 1st falling on a Thursday, there's been some discussion, with Mr. Pearson as a committeeman elect on one day to hold the reorganization. So after looking at it and figuring that there'll probably be a number of family members or friends that may be away through that weekend of the beginning of January, the date that I'd like to propose moving forward, just so everybody can start putting it on the calendars and start preparing for it, will be January 5th. It's a Monday, and we'll have it at 6 p.m. And that would meet the requirement of having our reorganization within 7 days from January 1st. It falls in line with our normal meeting. I mean, in the past we've tried to do it on a Friday evening or something, but with that being January 2nd, there'll be, I'm sure, a number of individuals that will be away. So I think it would make more sense to just have it on a normal Monday. We'll do it at 6 on January 5th. So do we need a formal vote for that?
Yes.
So I'll make that motion that we do Monday, January 5th at 6 p.m. for the reorganization.
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palmer?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
And I'll give one more opportunity. Is there any other public comment? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Coggins to go into executive session.
I hereby move that a resolution be incorporated into the minutes authorizing the Township Committee to enter into an executive session for the following matters pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. Contract negotiation with Michael Donahue Esquire, Better Hearing Incorporated, and our collective bargaining agreement. Litigation with Upper Township versus Yankee Sansone, and personnel matters. I also included in my motion the estimated time and circumstances under which the discussion conducted in closed session can be disclosed to the public as follows. It is anticipated that the matters discussed in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of Township Committee that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. With respect to employment and personnel matters, such discussion will be made public if and when formal action is taken or when the individuals involved consent to be made public. With respect to contract negotiations, such matters will be made public when negotiations have ceased and there is no longer a reason for confidentiality. With respect to litigation matters, such discussions will be made public when litigation is complete and the applicable appeal period is expired.
Second. Let's call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Mr. Sarah? Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
I wish you all a great evening. Go Eagles. Have a great night.